Okay, let's get started. So, good afternoon. How are you doing? Warner Robbins and the Macon. Can you hear me, Macon? Okay, sounds good. So, before starting today, let's take a look at the schedule briefly. Okay, for the okay here. So we are module 8, right? So we'll take a look at the SQL, the second part. And then you know that the assignment 3 and discussion 3, the due date is this Friday. So please keep in mind. And then next week, we're gonna have the midterm exam. So this is an online exam. So I will open the link for 2 days, 7th, the Tuesday, and the 8th is Wednesday. So which day you are available, you can just click the link and then take the exam. Okay. So the exam will be okay. After that, so this is the midterm exam. Too small. The date October 7 and October 8, and the format is the multiple choice question and then true or false. So there's a note, the writing, the answer. Okay, it's just a multiple choice and then select true or false. Okay, the 30 questions and 2 hours. And the coverage is like the chapter we went through from the beginning of this semester. So what is the database, kind of the introduction, and then what is the DBMS, the basic concept, and the related knowledge, and also the EL diagram. So how to model EL diagram. And then the SQL. So the SQL, kind of the basic SQL, the statement, the comment. Okay, so take a look at the PowerPoint, the mainly, and then if you're available, take a look at the textbook. Make sense? Okay, and important, another one is, what is it? So, and then next week, we will not have the class, right? So during that time, you can take an exam, I think. And also, to my knowledge, there is a job fair will be held next Tuesday. So if you're available, go there. Then, okay, Macon, maybe? Not sure. Maybe Macon, I think. So attend the job fair and take a look at what kind of the job. Then you can have some good information about that. Okay. Maybe you already receive about the job fair, the email from their MGA. It's Macon, right? Okay. So this is the announcement. If you have any questions, just let me know. So Macon campus is good. We have the midterm, and then there'll be no class next week. Make sense? Okay, good. So yeah, let's continue the sequel. So today I'd like to talk about some of the the comment can be used in select the statement. One is that group by, and the other one is having. So the group by is to use to group data based on a specific column. Okay, so we can perform aggregate calculations on each group. In other words, combines rows with the same value into one group. What does that mean? Take a look at the statement. So you can use a general hardware of the database and then try to find total number of units of all products sold by each salesperson. So when I run this, the select statement, we're gonna have the result, salesperson 137, then add all the unit numbers, 186 here, and add all the quantities, 204, add those two, 361, add three of them. Okay, so we'd like to get those results. How many products are sold by each salesperson? Okay, so there is select. You know that select, right? Then from followed by what? Table, the sales table. Okay, and then select what kind of attribute we are trying to get. The first one, salesperson number, and then we like to get the number of products sold by each salesperson. So maybe in order to add all numbers by each salesperson, we can use aggregate the function sum of quantity, okay? And then we have to add the group by keyword. That means I'd like to make a group by what? Salesperson, okay? So those first three lines are the rows, the data of salesperson 137. So if we use group by salesperson number, the those 473, 170, 688, those quantities are added and then return the result, the sum. So 23, this one. Run this result, salesperson 137, total number of product 186, 9,307, 204, 361. So if we have a multiple rows duplicate, but can add all of them by each salesperson. So in that case, we are able to use the group by. Okay. What do you think? This one, this statement, similar with the previous one. Select salesperson number, sum of quantity from sales. What do you think? Okay, any idea? So you run error. It doesn't work. Why? It doesn't work. Only difference is that in a previous statement, there is a group by salesperson number, but there's no group by salesperson number. If so, what do you think? This statement, select sum of quantity from sales. When you run, what happened? Working or error? So error. You mean that error equal? Mm-hmm. I don't know. You can guess. What do you think? So Isabella, what do you think? True or false? Yes or no? 50-50. Error? Okay. Works. But what happened? Add all quantity in sales table. So what is the difference? Three statements. So the middle one is to add all quantity in this table and then just return the result, 21,758. So simple, just add all quantity regardless of which salesperson. That means add all number of number of product sold by all salesperson. In that case, you can use this statement. But the second one, this one, the first one, I'd like to make group by salesperson, salesperson by salesperson. In that case, can add group by salesperson number, the column name, if we want to select. What happened in this case? It error. It caused the error, raised the error. So here, you have to be careful when you use aggregate function. Be careful. This is aggregate function, and this is only the specific column. So by this sum of quantity, try to add the quantities, but what kind of which salesperson? So the DBMS confused. By this sum of quantity, okay, I will add all of them or part of them, but which salesperson I have to return. So DBMS compute. That's why it raised the error. Make sense? Okay, so when you use aggregate function, sum, count, max, mean, average, and then if you print like a specific column, you have to be used the group by or the having or other keywords. If you don't have those kind of group by, it raises error. Okay, so this is a common mistake when you create the statement. Okay, and then next one, having. So having keyword to filter groups after group by operation. Okay, so we use group by, and then we can add having. It's optional. So when we are able to use having, usually if we want to add some condition, we use a where add condition, right? So the where which is filters individual row before grouping, but having applies condition after the data has been aggregated. So we use a group by, and then results are grouped by salesperson, for example. After that, if you add another condition, in that case, we have to use having. So take a look at this one. Total number of units of all products sold by each salesperson, whose salesperson number is at least 150. Only include salesperson whose total number of units sold at least 5,000. A little bit long, but think about that. Try to print salesperson number and then get total number of units of all products sold by each salesperson. So we can use a sum of quantity. It's similar with the previous statement. From sales table, but there's a condition. Salesperson number is greater than 150. Okay, so we are able to add salesperson number is greater than or equal to 150 before grouping. So before grouping, we can add the condition in the where clause. But after using group by salesperson by these requirements by each salesperson here, and then we like to add total number of units sold is at least 5,000. So when you use the group by the 137 numbers of total number of units, maybe 2 or 4, some of the quantity, maybe 111, for example, something like that. So group by each salesperson. After that, we'd like to pick what kind of the data, total number of units, at least 5,000. Check maybe 3,000, 6,000, 4,500. Check at least 5,000. So less than, no. 6,000, yes. 4,500, no. Only this result is returned. So group by the salesperson number, and then if you add additional condition like greater than 5,000, like that, in that case, we use a having keyword. Make sense? Okay. So 24 here, when you run, we're gonna have 186 total number of products sold over 9,307. 361, 9,577, something like that. Okay, so this is a group by and then the having, the keyword. So you can add the additional conditions. Okay. The next part is the second part of the SQL. So in this chapter, not a chapter, in this module, we will learn about join. So one of the most important command was stamped the join and then subquery. Okay, and then I'd like to let you know how to use the MySQL with the Java or the Python programming language. Okay, have you ever used the Java and Eclipse? No, 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 Eclipse, never. I never heard before. Okay, how about Python? Python. So Visual Studio Code. Okay, so we'll take a look at the Visual Studio Code first. Okay. Okay, so take a look at the join. What is the join? Join is to combine multiple table. Simply speaking, connect or integrate the multiple table to what? To get the result you want, right? So there is a join, and in order to use a join, there are two conditions we have. One is that table to be joined must be listed from clause in the from clause, or select blah 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 from blah blah blah, and from clause we have to add number of tables you want, and then join attributes must be declare and match in the where clause. So what is mean this? Take a look at this example. So there are two tables. One is that salesperson table. So there are salesperson number, name, commission percentage, year of hire, office number. The other table is customer table. Customer table, customer number, customer name, salesperson number, headquarters city. So I'd like to find the name of the salesperson responsible for customer number 1525. So think about that. Where is salesperson name? Basically here in the salesperson table, right? Where is the customer data? Customer data is in the customer table. Okay, so 1525 is here, but there is no salesperson name. So in order to get the salesperson name, we have to have salesperson table. So how we are able to connect? There is a salesperson number and there is a salesperson number. It's a common part. In other words, so salesperson in salesperson table is called primary key, and salesperson number in customer table is foreign key. So to combine, to connect multiple table, we need the common key, this one and this one. So using this key, we are able to combine, integrate. So there are two ways to get the result. I'd like to get salesperson name from table. What kind of table? We need two tables, right? One is that salesperson table and the other one is customer table, right? And where we should add the condition. In this case, to combine table, we have to add the condition like that. Salesperson is a table name dot set attribute column name salesperson number. Salesperson table dot salesperson number should be equal to what? Customer table dot salesperson number. Customer table dot salesperson number. In doing so, the DBMS trying to find the match. And then one more condition is customer number is 1525. 1525. Okay. So 20. I have Khalil. Khalil is correct. The 1525. Salesperson number is 361. Go there. 361. Name is Khalil. Okay. We can find the Khalil. And this one is another expression. The same with the this, but select salesperson name from salesperson, and then instead of this, the first statement, we use join. Explicitly let DBMS know, I'd like to use the join to table. So it means salesperson table joins customer table. And use on keyword add condition. Foreign key and primary key should be matched. Then where add additional condition. Says customer number is 1525. So it's the same result, this one. When you run, we have the same result, Khalil. So there are two ways. Okay, it's up to you which one will be affordable for you. How about this? List the names of the product of which Salesman Adams has sold more than 2,000 units. So when you have those kind of statements, we have to break down line by line, word by word. So name of the product, where is the name of the product? Basically, product table, right? And then salesperson Adams, where is the salesperson Adams data? It should be in the salesperson table, right? And then sold more than 2,000 units. This one is related to the quantity sold, where this data is there, here, sales table. So how many tables we need? 3. So we are able to combine, integrate, in other words, to join 3 tables. So it's getting longer. Okay. Select product name, right? And then how many tables we need? 3 tables, salesperson, product, sales, right? And where we have to add attribute the match together. So salesperson and sales, what is a common attribute? There's a salesperson number and salesperson number in sales. So we add this attribute condition. Make sense? So we connect to this one, this one. After that, we have to combine the product table to this or this. But in that case, product number here, where is the product number in other table? Maybe here. right? So we have to add sales dot product number. Sales dot product number is equal to product dot product number. So we connect this table and then this table, right? Then salesperson name is Adams. Quantity is 2000. In doing so, maybe here you run hammer and saw. Let's double check is correct or not. So mm, Adams, Adams is where? Here. Number is 186. 186, 1, 2, 3, 4 row here. Then quantity sold more than 2000. So 2000 is this one and then this one. So this, the product number is 19440. 19440 is this hammer, okay? And that one is 24013. 24013 is a saw. So hammer and saw can get sense. And another way we are able to make the statements like that. Product number from salesperson. I'd like to join sales table, add condition using on salesperson dot salesperson name, sales dot sales not name, so salesperson number, sales dot salesperson number, and join one more table, join product table, and then add condition product number, Adams, and then greater than 2000. So now we can have the same result, hammer and saw. Okay. Make sense? Can you follow me? Mm. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But if you use salesperson, that salesperson name, just uh, make more clear. Mm. But it doesn't matter. Mhm. And then, so we just had the example of the join, how to use the join, the statement, how to make a join statement. So what kind of the join are provided by in DBMS? So roughly, there are three types of join. First one is inner join, outer join, and cross join. Okay. Okay, take a look at the one by one. The first one, cross join. What's the cross join? It combines each row in one table with every row in another table. Okay. In other words, it is called Cartesian product of the rows. Okay. But this is illogical in database work. What does that mean? Think about that. This is the example table, the employee and then department table. So this is column name, employee age, employee department, and department name and department manager. So Cartesian product, now the cross join means combine each row in one table with every row in another table. So the result of Cartesian product is the first row is combined with every row in the other table. Bob, Tom here, Bob, Brian, Bob, the Bill, and then row is incremented. Alice, Tom, Brian, Bill, Alice here, Tom, Brian, Bill, and then Kim, Tom, Brian, Bill. So kind of the nested loop. Okay, this is a Cartesian product. So what happened? What's the problem of this result? What do you think? What's the problem? Yeah. Think about that. So Christina is working for like business, for example. So say this one. So Bob department is like some business. So Bob is working with the business, but the business department manages as Tom. But take a look at this one. So Bob is not existed in where E and D department. It's kind of fake data. Those two rows are not existed. Only they are showing by the partition product. Okay, that's why illogical, like a fake data, but it can be used for another purpose. So we don't use for join. Okay, this is just the example of a cross join. And next one is inner join. So there are, depending on the author, equi-join, self-join, natural join, but just make sure we have the inner join. Okay. In other words, inner join is called equi-join. Okay. So equi-join is joining to table, and then equi-join is used in DBMS to get the result like this. Okay. So when you say join 99.99%, it means equi-join. Okay, so when you use the join, inner join, natural join, in other words, is equi-join. So find the common part, and then maybe let's take a look at this one, like this. The same table, employee and the department. When you join, by what? Employee department and the department name, this one and this one, and try to find the match the column. So the Bob A Tom, Bob A Tom, Alice A Tom, Alice A and Tom. Only two rows we have to get by equi-join. It's the actual join. It's working in the DBMS. Make sense? But in that case, take a look at here. ED, the DM, the same column, right? So sometimes we don't need one of them. So delete, duplicate the column, either whether ED or the DN. So in other words, it is called the natural join. So maybe eq join and natural join almost the same. Okay, when you take a look at the textbook, you may have seen natural join or eq join, inner join, something like that. They are almost the same. Okay, so the next one is what? The it's outer join. Okay, what is the outer join? Can you explain the statement? This one, what does that mean? To print what? Student PK is a column name. You don't have to understand what does that mean. Just column, one of the column name. And student name here. Lockup FK here. Lockup PK here. Lockup type here. I'd like to print all column from what? By join. So what kind of tables are you joined? Student table and the locker table. Student join locker, add condition. In this case, locker foreign key and then locker primary key we use as a join condition, right? And then order by. What is the order by? Sorting the result. Sorting for what? By what? Student PK. Ascending order, sorted. Okay. So when you run the statement, we're gonna have these results. Locker, foreign key, locker, PK, 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60. So we only get these block as a result. Make sense? But there is a null and there is locker prime 7089, there's another sign to any student. So they are not included. Only these parts are included in the result. So we're gonna have this one. This is the inner join, eq join. But when you use outer join, there are two types of outer join, left outer and right outer. So, but sometimes I'd like to see all students, including those who have not assigned a locker. Okay. So in that case, almost the same, only change this part. Student outer join locker. The others are the same. When you run this statement, so print the left table, student table, all columns, all data. Then, but the first student and second student, they don't have a locker, but the locker PK and locker types are initialized by null. Why? They don't have the data, so initialize the null. So those are left table, and then this part are initialized by null value. So from this, we can check those students assigned the locker, but these students don't have the locker. You can check, you can divide based on the locker. Make sense, right? About the right outer join, it's a opposite. Print all data in a locker table, but 70, 80, 90 locker number are not assigned any student. In this case, they are initialized by what? No. So from this result, we are able to know, locker number 10 to 60, they are used. But the others, 70, 89, they are available. They are empty. Okay. So depends on the situation requirement, you can use left outer join or right outer join. But if we want to just check the common part to use the locker, you can use the inner join. Okay, so outer, inner. So you can use select which one is best for me. Okay. Okay. Any questions? So Macon, do you have any questions? Not. Next one is a subquery. What is a subquery? So the select, oops, the select statement is nested with another select statement. Okay, so important thing is inner select statement is executed first, and then the result is provided to outer select statement. Okay, what does that mean? I'd like to get the result. What is the salesperson number who has sold largest number of unit of product number 21765? Okay, so product number 21765 is here. 2 or 3. Mm. 21765 is here, and here, second one, and third one. And I'd like to choose what? The largest number of unit sold of product number 21765. So The first 21765, so quantity sold 1962. The second is 805, 809, and third one is more than 3,000. Which one is the large number of units sold? The third one, 3,110. This is the largest number of unit of product number 21765, right? So, and then get the by whom, the salesperson, okay? So in order to get the result, we are able to make subquery like that. So if you have this kind of the subquery, the first inner select statement is executed first. Which one is the inner? That one is the inner. Okay. Select max of quantity. Which one is the max? From sales table, condition is product number 21765. So this one, and this one. But by this aggregate function, which one will be returned? The max number. That one. 3110 will be returned to where? To 3110. So, and then for our statement, the quantity is 3110. This is another condition of this outer statement. And then 3110, this one, and print salesperson number and quantity. So salesperson and then quantity. So subquery means, so queries are, select statements are nested, located like that, like a chain. So if we have the multiple, like a select and the select, subquery, 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 so the innermost select the statement execute first, and then the result is returned to the next level subquery. And then doing the subquery, and the result is returned the next level subquery. After that, after executing the subquery, results return to the outermost subquery. Finally, we will get the final result. This is a subquery. Make sense? No? Yeah, max quantity. Mm. Mhm. Yeah, 7,000 is a different product number. That's why we add is a product number 21675. So try to maximum satisfying. Yeah. So yeah. The innermost sub the select statement is executed first. So the max of quantity just return only one value. If you have the multiple rows and data, right? But there's no the duplicate number. In that case, when you use a max of a quantity, maybe only one value will be returned, right? But among them, we have another condition. product number 21765. So by this, the subquery check product number 21765. There's one candidate, and there's another candidate, and there's another candidate, right? 3 rows are related to 216765. After that, out of 3, among 3, we select the maximum quantity of what? 1962, 809, 3110. Which one is maximum? This one is maximum. So 3110 is returned to and assigned to quantity for our select statement. So 3110. And this is outer statement. And then execute outer. Print session number and quantity. Quantity is 3110. 3110. And then print number and then quantity. So we have this result. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. That's right. How about this one? Find the name of the salesperson responsible for customer number 1525. This case, try to understand the first one. This is a subquery. In subquery, innermost select statement executed first. So this is inner select statement. So print select a salesperson number from customer table. Condition is customer number is 1525. 1525 here, and then return what? Salesperson number 361. So by this subquery, 361 is returned and then assigned to where? The condition of our select statement. After finishing inner statement, execute outer. So select salesperson name from salesperson table where salesperson number is 361. So 361, and the name is what? Khalil. Okay, this is a subquery, and this job can be done another way using join. This one. So salesperson, customer table, salesperson number, salesperson number. That's why here, oops, this one, then we combine 2 tables. Okay, so sometimes subquery can be rewritten by using the join statement, but not 100%. Some of them. Okay. E5. Mm. Continue these parts. Okay. So sometimes when you open the browser and then like you open the Amazon and then try to find iPhone 17. You just type iPhone 17 in the search bar and then press enter key. So what happened inside? Basically, there are more complicated procedure in there, but luckily, when you open the browser and you type iPhone 17 and press enter, so using that data, you iPhone 17, like the statement, the much more difficult, the complicated, but simply speaking, create some statement at iPhone 17 like that, and then that request is sent to the Amazon web server. So when Amazon web server received those kind of the request and the parsing, so this customer is trying to find the product related to iPhone 17. And then the web server sent the maker the SQL statement, then send the query to Amazon database system. After that, so the product data is found, the result is back to the web server, and then the Amazon web server return the result to the browser. So we are able to see the product list to the iPhone 17. Okay, this is there are more complicated procedure, but simply you can send the comment. The comment is converted into some request. The request is sent, and then processing and return the result. Okay, so this is a web and then database relations. So I'd like to give some example how to make the Python code to connect the database system. Okay, first of all, okay. Go to, so open the browser, okay, and then type Visual Studio Code. So Mac on Campus, you can just follow me. Okay, I'd like to install and to let you know how to make a code to connect our Python core programming language and MySQL. Make sense? Guys. Okay, and then click the first link, Visual Studio Code, and then select download. Maybe choose Windows, right? You use a Windows, but if you use a Mac, you can download the Mac version. Okay, so click download, and then file is downloading. Okay, downloading. So double click to install. accept, and then next. So here, just select add to path. Okay. Next. And then click install. But for me, I already installed, so I don't install again. But in your case, just click to install that button. Okay. So let me know if you have problem or difficult. Okay. After that, so when you type code, you may have this kind of the window. Okay, something like that. Right? Okay. And then the left side, there's extensions. Okay. So click, then type Python. So there are many extensions there. One of them is this one. Okay, so select the Python and then check the number of the downloads to 85, something like that. Okay, and so maybe in your case, it will be installed. So click that button to install the Python into the Visual Studio Code. Okay. Okay. So that in specific, just desktop and create working folder, for example, CSCI 3245. That means I'd like to use this folder as a working folder. Okay, create empty folder. Okay, and then reopen the Visual Studio Code and select file and select open folder and go to the folder you just created, maybe in the desktop. Okay, CSCI3245. Select folder. That means I'd like to use this folder as a working folder. And then, so this is folder you created, and click the first icon, new file. Then type db.py. Okay, db.py. It's just a file name, but maybe database.py doesn't matter. Important thing is .py extension. You have to use the extension as .py. Enter. So you create the empty file, then just type print. Hi. And right side, you can see the triangle. When you click in a console terminal, if you have the hi, it's working successfully, right? The setup is done. And then in order to use the MySQL in the Visual Studio Code with the Python, you have to install MySQL, the driver, the module. So that. So go to the here terminal, and then I can type this command in the console terminal, and then enter. So Python -m pip install MySQL -connector Python. So execute that command in the console terminal. Is it going? Is it good? Good? Okay. Let's. Okay, we have a couple of minutes. We just so in a MySQL workbench, when you fresh, there's no. I'd like to create the database name is my database 2. Okay, oops. So create my database 2. So in a MySQL workbench, there's no database, my database 2. Okay, and can type this code into your the empty the file. So import MySQL.connector. So that module, there are a lot of the function to connect the MySQL and then Python. Okay. And MyDB, so connect localhost, username is root, password is 1234. So, but if you change the password, you can type your own password and then get some control by using the statement. And the important is, what is that? Create database name. This is a SQL statement. So this SQL statement is executed by program to where? The localhost my database 2. Okay. Okay. This is a lesson today. And then maybe following me, we have no class. So the following week, we will continue about this. Yeah, yeah. So when you run, if there's no error, and then check MySQL Workbench, and then refresh. Just a second. What happened? See. So this. Then thing happen. But when you check Workbench, you can see my database 2 is created. Okay. So instead of typing in the Workbench, we are able to create database using the Python. Okay. So the others will continue the next class. Okay. Any questions? Okay. So thank you. And then again, next week we don't have class, and instead of class, we're gonna have the midterm exam. Okay, so the midterm exam link will be open module 9. Okay, so the midnight on Tuesday. So until 11:59, October 8th. Okay, so thank you. And if you have any questions, just let me know.